Hey guys, Shane here, Flight Simmer. Welcome to another episode of Test Drive. Today we're looking at scenery. We are at Cielosim Jacksonville International Airport and we're going to be taking it for a test drive and a spin around the block, so let's take a look. So a little bit of info on Jacksonville. It's actually located in the northeast coast part of Florida. It normally serves an average around 6 million passengers at the airport, and it's the 55th busiest airport in the nation of America. And the airport is actually covered by 7,911 acres. It actually has 2 concrete runways in a V-type fashion. So we'll check that out in this review. And another really cool thing, the 125th fighter wing is actually based here at this airport, and it actually employs 1,300 personnel and maintaining and flying some F-15. So Cielosim has actually modelled this in this add-on, so we'll be taking a look at that as well. So with saying all that, let's go and check out some hangars, and we'll also check out the FBO. So some of the really cool things about the hangars are all different sizes, doors are opened at different widths and things like that. It really gives a good sort of immersing feel, and I really like the asphalt different textures that are actually there. So you'll see that more when we actually have a look at the FBO. So if you're an avid GA fan like myself, that's the FBO there. They've done a really good job. They've actually modelled the car park behind it. They've got static planes, got some business jets there and some GA aircraft, and the FBO is really modelled nice, and again they've done well with that texture, so it really has the immersive feeling when you parking your aircraft or your Piper or your Cessna at the FBO. And there's 2 other ramps that has actually been modelled into this airport there, and one of them is actually the Embraer factory, and you can see some modelling of some other factory components in the background, which is a really nice touch, and I really like what they've done with the grass textures and the bit of the dirt there sort of meshing into the taxiway into the Embraer airport, so that's actually really cool. And for you cargo pilots or cargo fan pilots out there, SimCeo has actually modelled the FedEx cargo distribution point for that actual airport, so and done a very nice job of that. So we'll take a look at the actual main terminal. So there actually is a Terminal 1 and a Terminal 2 here. I believe from what I can actually see, I think this is the Terminal 1 sort of side of things like that. But SimCeo have done a really good job with the actual frame rates when it comes to this airport. It is, I can't, when I'm flying in, I can't see any difference with the actual frame rates, and they've put a lot of detail into the terminal, specifically when we actually have a look at the small detail, even when it's coming down to the air conditioner pieces that are actually being put on the roof. You can see the sort of the ribs in the roofing there, or the actual tin or the actual metal. And the detail extends right through to the actual car park and the entry of the terminal. You can see we're just going over the solar panels there. There's a lot of different types of models of the cars and different colors there. Yes, you might see there's a couple of flat cars there when you're looking for an aerial view, but they've done really good job with the actual textures, the asphalt, the oil stains, and I think it's a very quite polished car park and entryway of the terminal. And this you don't see every day in sort of every airport that gets released these days, but they've actually done some modelling of the actual inside of the terminals here, so you can actually see all the seats, the different screens. If you go down a little bit further, you can see sort of shop fronts, and you can actually see all this through the actual glass sitting in the cockpit of a 737 or whatnot, parked out, and you can see it through the glass, so that's pretty cool. And again, haven't really seen any drops in frames from all this extra detail. And if you're like me, you like a very detailed jetway, and I believe Cielosim has actually done this quite well. As we're sort of panning around, you'll be able to see the inside of the jetway, and you can, on the right hand side, you can actually even see some cables actually sort of hanging down. So they've done a very good job of that. I believe on initial release that the jetways weren't actually working and moving, but that's all been sorted, and I think they're one of the nicest jetways I've seen around in a scenery add-on for a while. So we'll take a quick look at the night lighting. Cielosim it really has a good feel of the actual night lighting they've done on the actual terminal, and by having a quick look at some photos, I really think they've got a realistic feel to actually what the real life lighting is in Jacksonville. And there are all the F-15 Eagles sitting in their hangars on alert status for the National Guard base of the 125th Fighter Wing. It's really cool that Cielosim has been able to model that in this airport. And this would be my favourite part of this scenery that Cielosim's done, is the runway. So they've done a really good job with the old and the new. So obviously there's been some revamping of this runway, and Cielosim's incorporated all of that. So you can see some textures of the old runway, the new one, some paint of the old runway, and some of the refurbished runway. Really cool. As we come up closer, you can see some of the old 8 embedded in, and then the new of the repaint. So they've done a really cool job, and also like the textures of the grass as well on each side. So here we are, we're just rolling out to runway 8 in our Alabeo PA44, and we're going to take it for a bit of a spin. So I'm going to show you a takeoff, some aerial shots quickly, and then we're going to come into land just so you can see the airport in its entirety, and have a look at the performance and the actual frame rate. So I'll be quiet for a little bit. You can hear some engine noises and get a feel for the airport. So let's take it for a spin. So we're just doing a bit of a loop around the airport, and we'll come back in for landing. So that gives you a really good indication of what the V-shaped runways look like. So obviously we're landing the longer one there, but the performance is absolutely great. I haven't dropped any frames whatsoever, and I haven't gone that far away from the airports, and it's looking as good as when I first loaded up the sim. The only really downside I can come up for this airport is that there's not really any sort of scenery being modelled outside of the actual airport itself. It's generally just pretty much the airport there. So it would have been really cool to see some of the local towns and whatnot in a paid-wear type version. And we're now on our final approach to runway 8, so I'll be a little bit quiet there and let you enjoy the scenery as we come in for landing at Jacksonville. Not too bad. So let's take a quick look at the replay as we're all coming in. And that's Cielosim Jacksonville. You can actually find it in most good download flight sim shops. Australian dollars about 32, US 23, the pounds 19, and euro about 22. So well worth the actual purchase. I really hope you enjoyed this video. My name's Shane on Flight Simmer. If this is something that you like, please click the bottom left hand side. You'll see some other videos of mine. And if you're new to the channel, on the top right hand side, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next test drive video. Have a great day.